Hi, welcome to my video. This video I'm going to be basically showing you my setup here. Basically, the desk that I had in my living room, since there been water damage, there's quite some construction going on here. So, yeah. I had that desk in the living room. I just brought it in here to get it out of the way, but I'm actually going to keep it in here because actually it extends my workstation desk. This is basically what I use to do my YouTube video on this computer here, which I still do. This is the microphone I use. But I ordered a Mac Mini M4, which is coming in tomorrow. This is my Mac Mini M1. That's going to be an upgrade to, yeah, it's going to be an upgrade. So once I get my Mac Mini M4, which has 16 gigabytes of memory, I bought the base model, just like this here is a base model with 8 gigabytes of memory. That's kind of too low for me. Plus the M4 chip is pretty good. And it's just overall, I like the new little small form factor, which I'll probably do an unboxing tomorrow. So once I get it, I'll do a little unboxing. I'll do another video on that. This is basically my setup here, my Mac OS. It's going to be the same setup. I'm going to basically transfer my Time Machine disk onto that. I ordered a USB Type C. It's a USB hub, which has 4 ports, kind of like this, but you don't bolt it onto the desk. It's just like a thing by Ugreen. So yeah, it's gonna be like that, but this here is USB. It's not USB Type C. The other one is USB Type C, so which will fit, because the Mac Mini M4 only has 3 Thunderbolts 4 and 2 USB Type C in the front. I like to have them in the front because this one here doesn't have that, so I will always have to go in the back, and it's kind of annoying to like to plug things in the back. So having things in the front is kind of nice to have, even though they're just USB Type C ports. It's still nice to have them. So I consider that's pretty cool. And having that USB hub will be really good because if I have to plug in some USB stuff, like I can. I got a bunch of enclosures here. I got a 1 terabyte NVMe enclosure, which is USB Type C. And this one here is USB Type C and USB Type C and USB Type A. So like the thing pops out, you can change it. There's a 512 gigabyte NVMe disk in there as well. So I'm gonna have these two things plug into the Mac as well. So even though the base model has 256 gigabytes, I'll have 1 terabyte plus another 512 gigabytes. So it'll give me like almost 2 terabytes to the system. So which would be a nice upgrade. I also order a Keychron K2V2. It's a Mac keyboard. It's one of the most popular keyboards that you probably have seen them in videos if you're a Mac user. It's a wireless Bluetooth. You can actually plug it in. It can act as a wired keyboard. So I ordered that keyboard. They're not Cherry MX switches, but they're Gateron switches. That's how you say it, I'm not sure. And this mouse is the most terrible mouse that I ever use. I will never buy another Mac mouse. This is a shit mouse. I hate it. I know that people may like it. I don't like it. It's flat. The optical center is not good. It's just the one thing I find is good, like, is the scrolling touch gesture. I think it actually works pretty good. But that's the only thing I think that works good. This thing works more better as a touchpad than a mouse. It's not a mouse. It's shit. I bought it because I wanted to try it out. I never had a Mac mouse, but I really hate it. This keyboard is not too bad, but I'm not really a fan of the flat. I like mechanical keyboards. I use a lot of mechanical keyboards. You see here, this is a Corsair K65. This is ASUS TKL Strix keyboard. It's a Cyberpunk edition. So yeah. Anyways, that, and I ordered a Corsair mouse, which is a Harpoon mouse. It's a wireless mouse. Also, you can it lasts about uh, this can hold a charge for a long time. That's what's good about this mouse. But the Corsair mouse, I paid $42 for it. It's a wireless mouse, but you can also use it as a wire mouse. It doesn't last. The battery will drain out. You have to charge it a lot during the week. But since I have my stuff is at a desk, it's a Mac Mini desk. I won't be using it. I can actually plug them both in as wire. But like the keyboard, like if I want, if I'm sitting down here and I just wanted to watch something over there while doing some work on the Linux system and playing games on that system. It's just a really nice setup. I mean, sit in the chair. It's not bad. Like just you can operate the keyboard here. I can have it in my lap. I can have it on here as well, and just type something if I need to type something. So it's pretty nice. Each system here has 32-inch screen, so that's a 32-inch screen, 32-inch screen over there. I thought the screen was busted. Like I thought it was destroyed, but actually it's nothing wrong with it. I think that the software was like the game that I had was glitching out. I thought it was dead pixels and the things are burnt into the pixel, but it wasn't. So it's nothing wrong with the screen. It was just the game was glitching out. It was on Linux anyway, so it could have been just a Wayland thing or something, but it's definitely nothing wrong with the screen at all. So this is a very old monitor. I had it for a long time. It's actually my first 32-inch monitor screen. I bought it years ago. It's like probably like 9 years old. This screen. It's a 1080p display. It's really nice. It's an ASUS screen. It also has built-in speakers. Not the best, but still it has that as well. But the Mac Mini has built-in speakers that are probably a lot better than the speakers on that monitor. But either way, it still has speakers, which is kind of cool. It's rare to see monitors, but this one has it. It's a strange monitor, but I like it. It's built really good, and it lasts really long, and it's still working pretty good. It's a good display. And so tomorrow I'm going to be getting my Mac Mini M4, and I'm going to be pretty much just, I'll do an unboxing on that, and pretty much there's just a lot of things happen in my place. It needs to be worked on, like construction, especially in the living room area. So I'm gonna be changing my living room around once everything is done and the construction's done. I'm gonna do a nice redone with the living room. I'm gonna change things around. I have some ideas and just change things around and keep it more simplistic, minimalistic, and have all my computers mostly here, so that way like I have more desk space. Plus, I also have a dedicated desk for my Mac computer. I do like Mac a lot. I'm a big Mac OS user. If you guys know me from my older channels, I always use Macintosh or Hackintosh. I do a lot of Mac things. I'm a big fan of Darwin BSD. I like BSD in general. I really like the BSD Unix system. I've been liking Darwin since I was a kid, like since the 90s. I've been a big fan of Open Darwin and OpenStep and all these like Darwin systems back in the day. So I played around them years ago, and I just always been a big fan of NextStep. I always like Next Computers, and I just like the Darwin BSD system a lot. I'm also very active in the Pure Darwin community because I think that's a really really good project. I always been a big fan of Open Darwin, and Pure Darwin is basically the continue of that, and I want to help be a part of the project. Like I want to contribute and test out any ISO builds that they do. I want to report bugs and just do my part to make Pure Darn as good as possible. I think it has potential, and BSD is a really good system. And plus, I use Nix Package Manager, so I use Nix package on my Darwin system as well. So I install a lot of like my fast fetch is from Nix Package Manager. I use Nix OS as well. Like I'm just a big fan of Nix OS. I'm still using it. I'm not distro hopping anymore. I just decided I'm going to stick with Nix OS. I like Nix OS. It works really good. I'm really happy with Nix OS. I have nothing to complain about. Like Nix OS is very stable. I just like the whole system. Like the system, the way the system's designed, I just like it. And plus, I can use Nix Package Manager on my Mac system, and I could also use it on Windows if I choose to use it. But I'm not going to use it on Windows. This computer here is just basically a Windows machine that runs games. This machine here is just a Linux machine that runs Nix OS. It does have Windows on, not an NVMe disk, but I don't use it unless I need to use it. If I need Windows for something, certain something, I can just reboot it to Windows and use it. I do have Windows on the system as well. I could take it off, but I just keep it there because I have a spare hard drive, and I just like might as well put an operating system on it. I don't want to have two Linux systems. I don't want to have a BSD system because I have Mac OS. So I mean, I don't need a FreeBSD system or NetBSD because I have Mac OS. Mac OS is a BSD system, so if I want to use BSD, I can just use Mac OS. And I think Mac OS is probably the best desktop when it comes to BSD. For me personally, I rather use Mac OS BSD over all the other BSDs. And yeah, I just have Windows on that system as well. Same as my mini form. That's my living room computer, a little small mini form. It does have Windows on it, and it also has Nix OS on it as well. I use Nix OS mostly on it, but it does have two systems as well. So that is that. So that mini form is gonna still stay on the TV. It'll be my TV computer, and then I have a dedicated Mac machine. I'm probably gonna use it for video editing. I'm gonna actually try to do better YouTube videos and do more edits and stuff like that, and just try to be more professional. I say I'm gonna try, so I'll do my best to learn a program. I used to do video edit years ago. I just don't always have the time, and I think the Mac Mini M4 and just Mac OS having all the tools, like I can't. There's a lot of programs like I can choose from that I can use that will help me, be creative with things. So also, I play music, so I think the Mac Mini M4 will be really good with Mac OS system. I think it'd be really good with software. Just the horsepower of the M4 chip, I know it's gonna be very powerful. Like the M1 chip is still a very dedicated computer. This computer, the Mac Mini M1 is still a very good Mac Mini, but once I do get my Mac Mini M4, I'm gonna be putting this away with all my other old Macs, and I'm gonna use the M4 because I don't need to have all these computers. I have three here, and I got one in the living room. That's four computers. I mean, I don't need to use any more computers. I'm just gonna put this away with the keyboard and mouse because I don't really care for those mouse keyboard. But these keyboard and mouse is good for my older Mac machines. I have two old iMacs, and I have another Mac Mini 2012, which this keyboard will all work good with all the devices. So I mean, like if I want to take one of those machines out and just play around with it, I have a keyboard and mouse. I can just connect with Bluetooth and be up and going right away because it's all Mac hardware. It works. It's all compatible. So that's what that keyboard and mouse is going to be. It's just going to be for testing things out, stuff like that. But the new keyboard, the Keychron, and the Corsair mouse is going to be a really nice addition to have on the desk. Like the mouse is wireless, but I'm gonna keep it plugged in for the most part. I'll only unplug it if I need to. Um, Anyways, it's still better than this here mouse. This mouse sucks. It does have good battery life, this mouse, but the mouse is shit. Like I don't like it. I know some people like it. I just personally find it's too flat. It's not comfortable. I don't find the optical thing works really good. It's like slow, and I have it on the fastest as it can go. That like I don't know. It's just to me is not good. The DPI is not good enough for me. It's on the slow part. I don't like a sluggish mouse. Like I'm used to having good mouse, Like I have a ASUS mouse right here. These are both ASUS mouse. One's a tough and one's ROG. And they're really good mouse and they work really well. And that Corsair mouse, I'm sure it could be very, very nice to have. Anyways, this is getting to be a long rant here, but that is where I'm at in 2025. This is my new workstation setup.